Welcome to all my dear Bhaiya Bahan. We are today going to start the fifth poem of the book Flamingo, that is A Roadside Stand, composed by Robert Frost. As we discussed in the previous class about Robert Frost, I would like to ask you some questions related to Robert Frost and the summary which we had read yesterday, one or two questions from that summary. The first question goes to you. Who was Robert Frost? Yes, very good. Robert Frost was an American poet. Robert Frost belongs to which century? Excellent. 20th century. What does Robert Frost want to say through this poem? Yes, very good. Robert Frost wants to present the picture of those rural poor people who opens a roadside stand just by the side of road to get some money. Next question. What is the need of money for these rural poor people in the village? Yes, very good. Money is very important for us because without money we can't survive on this earth. Everywhere you can see in this modern age, people are running behind money, money, money. Without money, we are like walls. Without money, nobody can recognize us. Without money, we can't buy anything. Without money, we can't teach our children in good schools. And in this poem, the poet focuses the human relationship. The poet presents the poverty of human beings. The poet presents the life of rural people. The poet wants to show that there is a need of sympathy and humanity for those poor people who live in slum area, who live in villages. They have also the need of money. Now, we should start this poem, A Roadside Stand. When I will read the stanza, you will recite with me. The little old house was out with a little new shed in front at the edge of the road where the traffic sped, a roadside stand that too pathetically played. It would not be fair to say for a dole of bread, but for some of the money, the cash whose flow supports the flower of cities from sinking and withering faint. In this stanza, we see there was a little house. It was extended and a shed was built in front, and at one corner of the road, traffic moved ahead fast. The roadside stand was set up there. It appeared to be begging for customers. It would be unfair to say that the people who ran it pleaded for a dole of bread, but they seemed to be expecting their customers for earning some money. They wanted to earn some cash. This cash supports the best things of the city. It is money and wealth that saves all these best and beautiful things in cities from ruin and withering away. So, my dear, now write down the meanings of difficult word. First is out. Here out means extended outside. Shed, a simple building for storing things. Edge, border. Traffic is sped means fast movement of vehicles. Roadside, by the side of the road. Stand, a place at which people can buy things or obtain information. Pathetically, in a pitiable manner. Pled, made a request. Not be fair means it would not be just. Dole of bread means donations. Cash, money in hand. Supports, holds up or keeps from falling. The flower of cities, best things of the city. Sinking means ruin. Withering means drying and shrinking. Faint means lifeless. Means these people have opened the shop just by the side of road to get some cash, to live a smooth life. They have not opened the shop for donations. They have opened a shop to get some cash after selling some things. They have not opened the shop to loot the traffic. They have opened the shop to help the traffic as well as to earn the cash. Because in our life, cash is very necessary. Without cash, we can't live our life, as we see in this stanza. We can't live city life. It is said, if you want to enjoy the city life, your pocket must be full of money. So without money, we can't survive. It is dead sure. It is very, you can say, necessary in our life. So sometimes, if there is no one to support you, you will feel money will help you. Money will support you. Now, see the second stanza. The polished traffic passed with a mind ahead, or if ever aside, a moment then out of sorts at having the landscape marred with the artless paint or signs that with N turned wrong and S turned wrong offered for sale wild berries in wooden quarts or crook-necked golden squash with silver warts or beauty rest in a beautiful mountain scene. You have the money, but if you want to be mean, why keep your money this crossly and go along. In this stanza, the poet says, the refined and rich people drove past the roadside stand without stopping there. If someone stopped there, he was irritated by the clumsy paint that spoiled the landscape. He was out of sorts, means he became angry when he found the letters N and S turned wrong. Ordinary things like wild berries in wooden carts were offered for sale. Similarly, golden gouts with silver hard lumps could be bought from there. The place also provided a beautiful mountain scene for staying there if one had the money. But if one wanted to be a miser, then he could keep the money in his pocket and move ahead. So, my dear, write the meanings of this stanza. First word is polished. Polished means refined. You can say VIP people. Traffic means movement of vehicles. Mind ahead means going straight forward. If ever means if at any time. Aside means on one side. Out of sorts means irritated, angry, or not feeling well. Landscape means sight of the land, or you can say natural beauty. Marred means spoiled. Artless means clumsy. Offered means presented. Wild means of the forest. Berries means a small round fruit growing on wild bush. Wooden, made of wood. Quarts, a measuring unit of quarter of gallon. Crook-necked means bent-necked. Squash means god, like pumpkin. Silver warts means hard lumps. Mean means miser. Go along means move forward. Now see the third stanza. The hurt to the scenery wouldn't be my complaint so much as the trusting sorrow of what is unsaid. Here far from the city we make our roadside stand and ask for some city money to fill in hand, to try if it will not make our being expand and give us the life of the moving pictures promise that the party in power is said to be keeping from us. In this stanza, the poet doesn't complain about the landscape. It has been spoiled by the artless paint done on the building. He is worried about the sorrows of these people. They have remained unsaid. The roadside stand is quite far away from the city. Those who are running it expect some city money to come in their hands. They hope that the city people passing through the place will stop to buy things. Money earned will make them prosperous. It will give them the life as promised by the moving pictures. But unfortunately, the party in power is indifferent to these rural people and their demands. In this stanza we see the complaint of the poet is not that the artless painting of the building has hurt the landscape. The real worry of the poet is about those sorrows of these people which have not found expression yet. The people who are running the roadside stand ask for some city money. It will keep their business going. The party in power has not cared for them. It has not fulfilled the promises made to them. Means the poor will be poor. Nobody is there to see their problems. Nobody is there to ask their problems. Nobody is there to see what their family members do, how they eat, how they sleep, and how they live in the poor condition. So, my dear, the complaint of the poet is not that the artless painting of the building has hurt the landscape. Now, write the meaning of this stanza. Hurt means harm. Scenery means landscape. Expand means develop. Now see the fourth stanza. It is in the news that all these pitiful kin are to be bought out and mercifully gathered in, to live in villages next to the theatre and the store, where they won't have to think for themselves anymore, while greedy good doers, beneficent beasts of prey, swarm over their lives, enforcing benefits. They are calculated to soothe them out of their wits, and by teaching them how to sleep, they sleep all day, destroy their sleeping at night the ancient way. In this stanza, you will see there is a news that these pitiable persons are to be bought out with all their belongings. They will be made to live in the villages. It is said that now onwards they need not think of themselves anymore. Greedy people pretending to be good doers will take care of them. Those people who pretend to be kind are actually like flesh-eating wild animals. Such cunning people will swarm over their lives to exploit them. They will force them to part with their money. They will mint money befooling the innocent rural people. They will make them work, but themselves will sleep all the day. They will use their old games to destroy their sleep at night. In this stanza, we see these poor people are in the grip of selfish and cunning people. These selfish and cunning people will control their lives. If selfish and cunning people will control their lives, these poor people won't have to think for themselves. In our society, you will see there are so many greedy people who shows that they are doing good for them, but they are not doing good for them. They are trying to befool them. In our society, you will see people who are cruel like the flesh-eating wild animals, pretending to be kind-hearted. My dear, The greedy good doers and beneficent beasts of prey are using their old tricks to destroy their peace and sleep. This is the work of some greedy people who are living in our society. They are looting the innocent people. They are disturbing the innocent people. These greedy good doers are the wild flesh eating animals. They swarm over their lives. They move around the lives of poor people and demand money from them. And this is their plan of life. These greedy people have calculated, have planned how to loot these poor people of the village. Now see the difficult words meaning. Pitiful means merciful, or you can say kind. Kin means relatives. Mercifully means having mercy. Gathered means assembled. Greedy good doers means greedy persons who pretend to do good. Beneficent means generous. Beasts of prey means violent flesh eating animals like lions. Swarm means assemble in large numbers like bees. Enforcing, doing by force. Benefits means profits. Calculated means planned before. Soothe means to make silent. Out of their wits means to make fools. Ancient means old. Now see the fifth stanza. Sometimes I feel myself, I can hardly bear the thought of so much childish longing in vain. The sadness that lurks near the open window there, that waits all day in almost open prayer. For the squeal of brakes, the sound of a stopping car, of all the thousand selfish cars that pass, just one to inquire what a farmer's prices are, and one did stop, but only to plough up grass, in using the yard to back and turn around, and another to ask the way to where it was bound. And another to ask, could they sell it a gallon of gas? They couldn't this crossly, they had none, didn't it say? In this stanza we see, here I stands for the poor man. In this stanza, the poet says, the people who are running the roadside stands are uselessly waiting for their prospective customers. It is quite childish to entertain such a longing, such a desire. They keep their windows open to wait for their likely customers. When no one turns up, they feel sad. They go on waiting throughout the day, praying for the sound of brakes, the sound of a stopping car. Thousands of selfish car owners pass through the stand. No one inquires what prices a farmer gets of his produce. One person stops but only to use the yard for backing the car and turning around. Another man comes and asks the way to where it is bound. Still another person who stops there will ask for a gallon of gas which is not sold there. So we see in this stanza, some persons stop near the stand and nobody asks about the health of farmers, about the prices of farmers' things. And those who stop, they didn't buy anything. One person stops. Why? Only to plow up grass, to turn their car. Second man stops to ask the way where it was bound. And third man stops to ask whether the shopkeeper is selling a gallon of gas. Hearing all these things, the shopkeeper becomes angry because they were not selling such things. They were selling some eatables like chocolates, like goats, like vegetables, like kurkures, like biscuits, etc. Now write the meaning of this stanza of difficult words. Hardly means with difficulty. Bear means tolerate. Childish means immature. Longing means strong desire. In vain means without any use, or you can say uselessly. Lurks means lies hidden. Squeal means cries. Selfish cars means selfish car owners. Inquire means to get information. Plow up means turn over. Yard means open space. Bound means leading to. In this stanza you see waiting for the prospective customers that will never turn up is a childish longing. When no customer turns up, there prevails a lurking sadness near the open windows of the shopkeepers. They know, the shopkeepers know that some car is going to stop whenever they hear the squeal of brakes. But people generally stop there to use the yard to turn around the car. Others stop there to ask the way. Some may ask for a gallon of gas which is not sold there. Now, we see the last stanza of this poem. No, in country money the country scale of gain, the requisite lift of spirit has never been found, or so the voice of the country seems to complain. I can't help owning the great relief it would be to put these people at one stroke out of their pain, and then next day as I come back into the scene, I wonder how I should like you to come to me and offer to put me gently out of my pain. In this stanza, I refers to the poet. Now see what does the poet want to say in this stanza. In this stanza, the poet says, the life of the people in the countryside is quite miserable for want of money. Money which can increase the level of their living is not found here. Due to lack of money, the spirit of the people always remain depressed. Means you will see, if you will have no money, you will be sad. So the rural people seem to complain of this drawback. The poet will feel a great relief if all the pains of these rural people are removed with one stroke. Their miserable life is worse than death. Next day, he will expect a person coming with an offer to take himself out of his pain. My dear, what we see here? The rural people remain sad because of their poverty. The voice of the country people, here country people means village people, seems to complain of injustice against them. There is lack of money in their lives. The poet will feel a great relief if the rural people are liberated of all pains with one stroke. The next day the poet will expect another person coming to him, offering to put him out of his pain. My dear, in this poem we see, suppose we are poor. If nobody is there to help us in our society, in our house, our relatives, how can we survive? And suppose nobody is there to help us, even government also, we have only one option: to commit suicide and nothing else. Because what will you eat? How will you survive without money? Suppose this time is lockdown. People are not getting salaries. Laborers are wandering here and there in search of food, in search of money. Suppose if the government fails to help them, what will they do, my dear? They will do only one thing: they will do suicide. Because nobody is here to help anyone. Even your neighbor hates you. Even your neighbor hates your poverty. Your neighbor is not ready to help you. There is only one option to live on this earth: the help from government. And if the government fails in this time, we have no option except committing suicide. So in this poem, the poet wants that the poverty of poor people should be removed in a one stroke. The people who pass through that road, they must stop there, they must ask their problems, they must buy some things from their shops, so that after getting some cash, they can buy some things from the market and they can give things to their sons and daughters to live on this earth. So I think the poet presented this poem very well, and it is our duty also. If somebody has opened the shop in your society, we should go first to his shop. We shouldn't go to market. It is our duty to help the society people first. The man who has opened the shop just near your house, you go there to buy some things. You don't go to market. So my dear, in this way we have finished this marvelous poem, and some classwork for you. You write some questions. The first question goes to you. Where was the stand situated and how was it made? Tell me, anyone? Yes, very good. The roadside stand was situated at one side of the road. A little house was extended and a shed was constructed to open it. Next question. Is it right that the roadside stand was set up for a dole of bread? Yes, very good. No, my dear. The roadside stand was not set up for a dole of bread. It was set up to earn some money. Next question. What was the real aim of those who are running the stand now? Yes, tell me. Very good. The real aim of the people who are running it now was to earn some money in cash. They expected city people to oblige them who passed from there. Now, write down meanings of this stanza. Scale means level. Gain means progress or profits. Requisite means desired. Country means rural side. Seems means appears. Owning, accepting. Relief, comfort. At one stroke, with one blow. Sane means sensible or balanced. Now you write your homework. Your homework is prepare question answers from stanzas and also write summary about poet's biography and words meaning also in your fair copy. Next day we shall start the last poem, that is Aunt Jennifer Staggers, and in this way we shall finish the poetry section of the book Flamingo. Till then, thank you. Have a nice day.